What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another exciting episode of Bands You May Not Know. Last time we talked about my top 10 best albums released in 2019, and here we are, almost 1 month into the year 2020, with our second episode of 2020, or first episode of 2020, I guess you could say. Of the bands you may not know. And the band we're going to talk about today is a band that was featured on my list of top 10 bands, or albums, from last year. We're talking about Bad Luck. Bad Luck is let me read a little something here. The angst-soaked sounds of Bad Luck invoke a nostalgic feeling for a time when all that mattered was the moment at hand, taking you back to the glory days of adolescence with gritty guitars and brutally honest lines like, "So love me, please just love me like you once did." Their auspicious beginning was in 2006, hailing from Daytona Beach, Florida. Guitarist/vocalist Evan Blaine was recording bands in his home studio when he met Dom Fox, who came in to lay down some vocal tracks for a hardcore band that he was in at the time. They quickly realized that the two of them had a lot in common, and both had a love for writing contagious punk songs. They are joined by Fox's brother Joe Fox on bass and Jake Neer on drums to round out the group. Bad Luck's music marries energetic and infectious pop with straightforward lyrics, often told from a jaded point of view, like, "Nobody wants me back home, nobody loves me at all, I will be dying alone." Croons Fox on the opening track of the band's most recent release, Cold Bones. They take influences from bands like Rancid, Nirvana, and Alkaline Trio. However, most will find their sound is closer akin to that of a newer rock band like I Am Avalanche. The most interesting aspect of Bad Luck's music is their use of dueling vocals, where Fox and Blaine play off of each other in a way that is reminiscent of classic Taking Back Sunday songs. Yeah, so I heard this band for the first time early summer of 2019. I was introduced to their first album, Cold Bones. Which came out in 2014. The first song on the album to introduce you. If you're going to listen to this band, start at the beginning. Grow up with these guys. That's what this band is. I love bands that started in a teenage angsty state and wrote teenage angsty albums. But then as you progressively listen to them over the years, you grow as they grow in their writing, their style, the way they play. They mature as well as you. So you can be in the mindset of them when they're writing the songs. So Willoughby is the first track off their first album, Cold Bones, from 2014. The song is so emotional, but so compelling. Like, it's the way it's written, the structure of it is very, very well thought out. The way with acoustics and the dueling vocals, as was mentioned earlier, the guitars, the fast-paced punk, but then the melodic parts, the slowdowns, and the vocals. Man, this dude, I just blanked on his name. I just read it 2 seconds ago. Well, I lost it. Evan Blaine? Yeah, Evan Blaine singing. He's got a style all of his own. There will be parts in one line. He'll go from the lowest of lows to sounding like he's destroying his vocals to falsetto highs, beautifully transitioned, just flying through these songs like it's effortless. And there's bands like this out there right now with the style of pushing their vocals hard in places. And you see you see these bands, you listen to these bands and you fall in love with them, and then you see them live and they sound like they're hurting themselves, and like 2 songs into their sets, their voices are blown out. And, you know, that's great and all if you have a great studio recording, and that's cool, make some money off of it, but this guy just seems like it's come so effortlessly that once you hear the first song on the album, on Cold Bones, where it hits acoustic, and you're like, there's no way this dude's gonna pull off an acoustic song, and he blows it out of the water. And from that point on, I wanted an acoustic album from these guys. So I dug a little deeper, because obviously they came out in 2014. I discovered them, they came out with their first album in 2014, and I discovered them in 2019. So they had to have more, right? So you dig a little deeper, and you find their 2015 EP release of Noise in Your Head. Great follow-up. The matured sound, the vocals have matured here. More of a alt-rock, power, progressive, punk style. Hitting his vocalist just hitting those lows all over the place. I love it. Ending with Noise in Your Head, one of the most beautiful acoustic songs of all time. So at least they gave me that little bit of acoustic that I've been itching from these guys. Fantastic album. I actually just did a cover of Noise in Your Head this past Friday. You can go check that out on Suicide Moses Production Bandcamp. But yeah, that was 2015. Okay, so we fall in love with that EP. Well, what have they been doing since 2015, you ask? Okay, so we dig a little deeper, and we don't find anything. So these guys went on a little hiatus, it seems, after 2015. They did release one single in 2015, late 2015. It was called Last Bus. It's a fantastic song. You could hear that they put a lot of effort into this one song, which is kind of weird. It was almost like it's a single release, but it was almost like an EP on itself. They released the studio version and the demo. Fantastic song, just showing off what these guys can do. And then, out of nowhere, in 2018, they released a cover of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's pretty good. It's definitely a different take on it. It's most people that do like covers of those types of songs try to keep it as close to the original as possible. I think these guys were like, no, we're going to make it as close to our sound as possible, which isn't a bad thing. Great cover. But still, where's the music? Where's the albums? We want more. Are these guys dead in the water? So they started releasing singles in spring of 2019, and then boom, right as I had found them and I was digging, they had a brand new release, a new EP called Drug Phase. These guys come out of the gate swinging on this, having fun. You can tell the lyrics, actually the overall feeling. I mean, I know it's called Drug Phase, and the tones and what they're talking about and writing about, you know, like everybody's like looking at you on the internet, and if you're not skinny, if you're not pretty, then you're nothing, and all this kind of stuff, and you know, doing drugs for just to keep you in a state of happiness all the time, 24/7. That's what this album's about, and it doesn't seem like he's going through it now. It seems like he's kind of looking back at his drug phase and talking about it. But it also seems like he wasn't afraid to get a little bit silly with this album and have fun with the lyrics and the way that it's written. You know, you got Sheep Song, you know, where he's just saying ba 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 the whole, you know, for the hook in the chorus. But it's a fantastic song, and it as well has a really good acoustic song on it. So great album, great release, glad they're back, and I was so pumped to see that I didn't have to sit through that lull where they disappeared for a long time, because I didn't find them until 2019. So at the exact second that I had found them, they come back out with an impressive album like Drug Phase. But still, I want that acoustic. God, it's so good. They write such good acoustic songs. And boom. The album that I put on my in my top, I think it was my number 2 of the top 10 albums of 2019. They released Friends again, which is their acoustic EP with 4 tracks: Untitled, Gwendolyn, Fake Lemonade, and Sorry About Your Cardinals, Jim. And man, they did not disappoint. These guys are fantastic musicians, and they write fantastic acoustic stuff. They write a fantastic full band stuff, you know, like I would love to go. They're actually on tour right now. I had a list of where they were right now. Yeah, so you can see them in Ocala, Florida today at the Rawhide Live. If you're there, that's awesome for you. I would love to see these guys live. I'm sure it's going to be a freaking banging good time. This Wednesday, January 22nd, at the House of Blues in New Orleans, LA. Thursday, January 30th, the Royal Room of Seattle, Washington. Tuesday, February 11th, the Royal Room in Seattle, Washington. There you go, 2 dates, same place. The Rebel Lounge in Phoenix, Arizona is Thursday, March 4th. March 5th is in Phoenix, Arizona at the Rebel Lounge. March 6th is the Lodge Room in Los Angeles, California. March 9th is Kirby Court, Salt Lake City, Utah. March 10th, Summit, Denver, Colorado. March 13th is Bourbon Theater, Lincoln, Nevada. March 14th is the Reno, North Kansas City, Missouri. And March 18th is the Garage in Burnsville, Minnesota. So nowhere near my location of Pittsburgh, but who knows? These guys seem like they're back full throttle. This EP is banging. They're released from earlier this last spring. Drug Phase is also banging, so hopefully these guys are back and they're here to stay and pump out the jams, because I have had a big old obsession on Bad Luck since earlier this summer, just jamming these albums hardcore throughout the summer into right before Christmas. They released that Friends album, December 13th. Go check these guys out on Spotify. Go check them out at their shows. Give them all the praise and love. Okay, guys, this has been another episode of Bands You May Not Know. I hope you got to hear about a band you didn't know, and you go check them out and you'll love them. Leave a comment. Tell me what you thought. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the Suicide Moses Productions channel on YouTube. Head over to Facebook, give us a like on there. Instagram is at Suicide Moses Pro. You can go over to Twitter at the same at link. Give us a big bunch of likes everywhere. Instagram, you can look at my artwork or order some custom prints yourself. You can head over to Bandcamp. I've been uploading a ton of different new covers over the past weekend. I just had a new late night review drop last night at 8 o'clock, so you can see that on YouTube. And probably have a Bandcamp recording in the spring, so I might have a little break on videos and stuff around that, so that I can buckle down and get my equipment set up for another band to come in here and record their album. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day and the rest of your week. Later, guys.